chipmunk.
Do it.
Oh, you had to get up. Okay, still ready? You can't ring the bell anymore. That'd be the first time I ever rang a bell.
I couldn't get it to ring either when I first rang it. I don't know that.
Just go up there and grab it with 2 hands. Ring the bell? Really ring the bell? We're going to show you today. We'll show you some Middle Eastern rhythm.
Do you want to sit? Pull your
We can
chair.
speed up a little bit. Make some room.
Makeshift mission that I can have.
Is this a workshop?
Yeah. Middle Eastern rhythms.
Okay, I'll go get some.
I'm going to show you some different rhythms that you don't normally, since you don't, that's somebody that you would not necessarily always see at some of the African drum circles. But the Middle Eastern rhythms can be played on both the djembes as well as the doumbeks. Gino has a doumbek, and this has a doumbek, and the rest obviously these are all djembes. The main reason why you can play Middle Eastern rhythms on a djembe quite easily is because they're always going to have the doom or the bass predominantly played with one hand. Where in the African rhythms they're using alternating hands. So it's really easy to move Middle Eastern rhythms to djembe style drums as opposed to moving African rhythms to doumbeks because they want you to reach in. And when you're playing a traditional style like that, it's kind of hard to reach in with your left hand. You can do it, but it's a little awkward. You know, it's really takes some practice and some training in that. The first rhythm we're going to play, I'm going to show you, is something we played last night. You guys were in the circle towards the end, which was Belody. And the way Belody goes, real simply, is it goes doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom, tekka, tek. The doom is going to be your bass sound. On the djembes, you know where that's played. If you want to play the traditional style like Lisa's playing. I think we might want to turn around. I think we want to go back and get more people here.
All right, because we're turning around.
Everybody turn around. Alright. So everybody can get it. But like I was saying, if you're playing a djembe, when I say doom, I'm referring to the bass. And you're going to play it with your dominant hand pretty much all the time. So if you're right-handed, you're going to play bass all the time with your right hand. You don't really alternate with the Middle Eastern rhythms as you do with the African rhythms. If you're playing a traditional style like Lisa, the doom is going to be right there. And if your djembe is small enough, where you can put it up on your hip and you feel comfortable, by all means try playing that way. You give it a chance to see how that feels for you. When I say tek, that's going to be your dominant tone. And a tek on the traditional style. When I say the word ka, that's going to be your non-dominant tone. So if I was to say doom, tek, ka, it would be doom, tek, ka. Right. I have an extra doumbek if everybody wants to try a traditional doumbek. So the first rhythm, you want to try it, Jim? Is called Belody, and it goes doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom, tekka, tek. So before you play your drums, I want everybody to say that out loud. Okay? Ready?
Doom, doom, tekka, tekka,
doom, tekka, tek. We'll get you to say a lot more funnier stuff later on. Now, you can also throw the bridge on the end of it, and it would go doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom, tekka, tek, tekka, doom, doom, tekka, tek. Tekka, tek, tekka. That allows you to play the rhythm continuously without having that space. Because one of the problems a lot of people have if they're coming together for the first time is their spaces vary, and it does start to make the rhythm go off, off center. So everybody, go ahead and say the whole thing all together with the bridge continuously. So it'd be doom, doom, tack-a, tack, doom, tack-a, tack, tack-a, doom, doom, tack-a, tack, doom, tack-a, tack. Very good. So let's go ahead and try and play that on the drum band. We'll do it really slow. Ready? So it goes. Doom, doom, tack-a, tack, doom, tack-a, tack. With you as quickly as we can, and this way you kind of get a gist of a lot of different things. A rhythm that's very similar to melody is called Syedi, and it's very similar in the fact that where you're playing the two dooms in the front and the one doom at the end. Now you're just going to switch them around, and it's going to sound like this. It's going to go doom tekka tek, doom doom tekka tek, tekka doom tekka tek, doom doom tekka tek, tekka doom tekka tek, doom doom tekka tek. It sounds like this. It's very similar. For those who want to pick them up, it has all the beat keys on it. Another rhythm that's very common to an African rhythm is called Ayub. Now Ayub is very similar to the African rhythm called Jenga, and Ayub is just a little small 2/4, and it goes doom ka doom ka. So it goes doom ka doom ka. called, Maksoon. Maksoon's another small rhythm. It's the mother of all rhythms because pretty much all the rhythms have kind of been varied off of this. It's also a good rhythm if you're thirsty in a drum circle because you can play it with one hand. And it goes like this. It goes doom ka, doom ka, or doom tek, tek, doom tek.
What was the name of that rhythm?
That was called Maksoon. And just like with the African rhythms, the spellings and the pronunciations vary from culture to culture. And you'll hear one rhythm called one thing in one country, and it's the same rhythm in another country called something else. And that's just throughout. So these are just some of the common names that we use.
If you've ever seen a belly dancer do a drum solo, dance to a drum solo, it's usually that rhythm embellished in different ways, but that's usually the basic rhythm that the drummer is playing, and then just embellishing it. So it's very common for the drum solo.
I don't want to video. I don't know what
Now we're gonna. Oh, those are small rhythms. Now we're gonna try to throw a longer rhythm at you. We're gonna put Mass Moody. Now Mass Moody goes doom doom teka teka tek. Doom teka teka tek teka teka tek. Okay. You got two dooms, and you do 5 tekkas, you know. You do 1 doom and then 2 sets of 5. It's really easy once you see it. So it goes like this. It goes. there's one called a walking mass booty or a 3-beat mass booty. And it follows the same structure, except for the front changes a little bit. You're going to do 3 dooms. It's going to sound like this. It's going to be. That we play pretty commonly, and it's very similar to the first one. Instead of just going the doom, doom, it's doom, tekka, tek, tekka, tek. So it sounds like that. So cycle one way and switch to the next cycle. And this way, when you're playing a rhythm over and over and over again, so you don't get bored, because a lot of times you'll start to lose focus on it, you can then mix it up a little bit and vary it, play 4 cycles of this and 4 cycles of that, and kind of mix it up that way. It makes it a little bit more interesting to play. And then you can start throwing little rolls in there and stuff like that. Now we're done with even numbers. We're going to do some odd numbers. The human body and the human mind has a tendency to want to count in even numbers. So when we play numbers like 5s and 7s and 9s, we have a tendency to want to just hang out there and let it, fake that 8 in there, or fake that 10, or fake that 6. But Karslava is a real fun rhythm to play. Karslava means face to face, and it's a Turkish rhythm, and usually so the dancers would dance face to face. And the way it goes is we count it like this. We count it 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. And it's simple enough to play, and it goes 1,